We have already learned about the important role that the Chinese people have played over the course of Philippine history as skilled traders, merchants, and businessmen. The commerce and trades of the Chinese mestizos during the Spanish colonial period were the lifeblood of the local economy. In the contemporary time, China's contributions to the Philippine economy can be no less similar.
From 2002 to 2013, the development assistance from China to the Philippines amounted to $1.272 billion. Chinese investments in the Philippines amounted to $1.455 billion in 2015. In the same year, China was the Philippines' second largest trading partner with a total trade worth of $17.646 billion, or 13.6% of the total Philippines-China trade. Exports from China totaled $6.175 billion, while payments for imports was valued at $11.471 billion. This resulted in a $5.296 billion trade deficit with China. Among the biggest imports were electronic products valued at $2.418 billion, followed by iron and steel at $1.823 billion. In 2016, massive trade benefits for the Philippines were created during President Duterte's state visit to China, securing investment and credit line pledges amounting to $24 billion. 17 extra trade deals with a combined value of $11.24 billion were signed following the meeting between the two leaders. The Philippines' trade relation to China bring major benefits for both countries, such as additional funding, building of infrastructure, and goods that we need. This is helping the Philippines develop their economy. Another important economic contribution of the Chinese to the Philippines is tourism. In 2016, there has been an estimated 680,000 Chinese visitors to the Philippines. In the same year, there were 1.2 million Filipino visitors to China. Tourism from China to Philippines will increase and is a good source of revenue for the Philippines. The figures for 2017 are expected to increase rapidly, and that casino industry is expected to be one of the major beneficiaries.
There have also been many infrastructure and development projects and deals that were signed through partnerships and joint investments by Philippine and Chinese companies. MVP Global Infrastructure Group Ltd., a Philippine company with focus on joint investments with major mainland Chinese companies operating in Southeast Asia, signed a Memorandum of Understanding with China Railway Engineering Corporation to build infrastructure investment projects valued at $2.5 billion. Tianjin Soli Cable Group, a leading Chinese manufacturer of electric wires and cables for the energy industry, had projects to invest in cable manufacturing facilities in the Philippines, valued at $3 billion. Like the Chinese mestizos of the past, contemporary China continues to uplift the economy of the Philippines. However, as of today, many Filipinos are in disfavor of China. There have been many political issues concerning China, and most of these are in maritime disputes such as in the West Philippine Sea, Spratly Islands, Scarborough Shoal, and Benham Rise. China is trying to take control of the islands in the South China or West Philippine Sea, which is estimated to contain 11 billion barrels of untapped oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. It can be reasoned that a lot of these political struggles happen because of resources and China's constant want of expansion. There were also local incidents that created animosity against the Chinese. In February, a Chinese student threw a cup of taho, a popular Filipino snack, at an MRT worker, inciting backlash on social media. Chinese nationals have coalesced in the country's booming online gambling industry, controlled by mainland Chinese immigrants, which hires Chinese speakers to cater to its largest market. Due to these, there are Filipinos that hate China. In general, China is viewed as a country that tries to get what it wants through any means possible and untrustworthy. When Duterte welcomed China to the Philippines, there were many negative responses from the populace. They fear that China would trample the Philippine sovereignty and make the country a source of income for China.
One thing that can never be argued is the economic impact of Chinese culture on contemporary Philippine society. Like the commerce of the Chinese mestizos from the 19th century Philippines, their contributions to the contemporary Philippines economy as marked by developmental assistance, exports and imports, trade deals, infrastructure projects, partnerships, investments, and tourism remains insurmountable.